Chapter 28. Hey, what's this? Nina stoops down on the opposite side of my bed. I walk over to her, my blood going cold at the sight. A moving box. It's sitting right next to my bedside table, and it's labeled with my mother's name. Her supplies. Oh my gosh, I whisper. My mom was looking for these. They disappeared from her kitchen right after we moved in. Nina tightens the strap of her camera. It makes her brown hair stick out even more than it did when she first put it on. I'm guessing this wasn't here earlier today? I shake my head grimly, then kneel down and lift the lid to be sure. It's Mom's good set of watercolors. I'm willing to bet Mom has no idea they're in here. I don't even know they were in here. That's because someone, or something, wanted me to get the message first. But what is the message? That the ghost can get into my room? The ghost already proved that by drawing in my sketch pad, so why go a step further? Why keep tormenting me? Richie looks at me nervously as he begins to fidget with the zipper of his hooded sweatshirt. And she wouldn't have brought them in here after you left for the day? Like maybe stuck them in your room so she could have more space to unpack other stuff? Nope. It's a good guess, but no way. Mom is very protective of her art supplies, just like I am about my pastels. There's no good explanation for why they're in here. Nina walks the edges of my room, quietly documenting everything she sees for the big black eye of her camera. I hope that thing catches something we don't, because right now I feel completely outmatched. Black clouds roll across the endless gray blanketing my room in darkness. I flip on my reading light and shoot Richie a look I hope is comforting. The wind picks up, and the massive tree in my front yard shimmies back and forth like it's being shaken by invisible hands. Maybe it is. I have a bad feeling about this, Richie whispers, his eyes glued to the menacing sky. It had finally calmed down out there after the storm earlier. No wind, nothing, and now it looks like a zombie apocalypse is coming. Again. Nina walks over to the window and surveys the wind and clouds for herself, muttering something that sounds like weather anomalies for her camera. Then she turns back to face me with a serious look in her eyes. This seems to be a theme, doesn't it? Stormy weather when the topic of Inez comes up? I don't know if we can connect those two things, though, Andrew says, pulling back my curtains to reveal more of the window. Fall is always weird here. Sometimes it still feels like summer, and other times, a sharp crack of thunder rings through the room, interrupting him. The four of us stay silent as the air in the house grows heavy. My reading lamp flickers on and off, the bulb humming with an energy I wish I'd never have to feel again. It's her, the ghost. It has to be. A soft wailing fills my room. It's so quiet I almost miss it, but I know Andrew, Nina, and Richie don't. The look of utter horror on their faces tell me they hear it. Is it coming from under my bed? I close my eyes and try to breathe deeply. Visions of Reno hiding just beyond my dust-ruffled dance behind my eyelids, and I try to ignore them. He's just a doll. He's just a doll. He's just a doll. Nina adjusts the camera on her forehead with trembling fingers and gives me a small nod. Slowly, I slide down onto the floor and I lift the dust ruffle. My hands are shaking so hard I can barely hang on to the lacy fabric. I force myself to look underneath, exhaling a breath of relief. It's empty. I can take wind and thunder and rain, even crying, but I cannot take Reno. If he shows up right now, I'm out of here. Tessa, what are you looking for? Richie has moved to my door and has one hand tensed on the doorknob. And what is that sound? Tell me it's your little brother. There's still zero color in Richie's face. A few small pinpricks of sweat shine on his forehead, and his hand is gripping the doorknob so tightly that his knuckles are white. Guilt crashes me. Richie is nice, and despite the fact that he's tall and looks more like he's in high school than 7th grade, that doesn't mean I should expect him to be any braver than us. My mom said the plumbing is weird in these old houses. I lie. It was probably just the pipes whining. Richie looks unconvinced. And you were looking under the bed because... I was just thinking maybe I left something we might need under there is all. I could tell him I was looking for a possessed dummy, but why? Expecting Richie to investigate this with us is no different than my parents expected me to move here and love it. Things like that take time, and sometimes they never come. A bolt of lightning streaks from the sky and appears to go straight down to the city's core. The thunder that follows is deep and makes the glass in my window shake. The wailing goes silent, but the entire house buzzes with a dark energy. Her energy. Inez is here. She's here and she wants something from me. In my mind, I again run through the drawings I found behind the brick, desperate to make sense of them. If I could just understand her clues, maybe I'd be able to figure out what she wants. Bedroom, music box, bedroom, music box, bedroom, music box. I'm lost, completely lost. Richie cranes his neck as if he's listening for the crying to return. His eyes are darting around, landing on nothing for more than a split second before moving again. I remember what Andrew said about him earlier and smile. Twins or not, he and Nina are very different people, and that's okay. I know what I need to do. Hey, don't you have something today? Soccer? Richie nods. Yeah, it's starting in 20 minutes. He looks back out to the window, to the swirling torment outside. Practice will probably be inside now, thanks to this stupid storm. You should call your mom or dad or have them pick you up so you aren't late, I say, hoping he gets the hint. It's like the time my mom told me I needed to take a break from my pastels, just a day or two. I'd been making myself crazy over this one image, erasing and starting over, erasing and starting over. I did it so many times I was in tears, and although I couldn't see my problem, Mom could. I just needed to get away from the pressure I was putting on myself. Maybe Richie needs an out too. Maybe. Yeah, that might be a good idea. You coming? Richie looks at Andrew expectantly. Nah, Coach thinks I'm sick, so you can do me a favor and back me up. Tell him I'm puking or something, Andrew says, following up with an obviously fake cough and wicked little grin. Richie gives him a look, something I'd love to decode, and then tosses me a smile. Guy isn't bad looking when he's not scowling or terrified. Alright then, I'll catch you guys later. Sorry I can't stay and help, Tessa. The soccer thing. He trails off, and I nod as if I'm disappointed but understand. Hopefully he buys it. He disappears through my door even though there's a storm raging. I feel warm inside. It's like my mom said. Sometimes people won't let themselves off the hook and you need to do it for them. I'm glad I did that for Richie. Seems like Richie can't handle all this ghost stuff, so it looks like it's just Nina, Tessa, and Andrew, so we'll find out what happens in chapter 29.